Welcome to this explainer. Look, everybody wants to know the secret to making money on YouTube without showing their face, but right now, so many people are just blindly chasing oversaturated trends. So today, we are cutting right through that noise. We're going to break down the 5 faceless niches that are genuinely making creators real money in 2026, why they work, and what kind of income you can actually expect. Right off the bat, we need to shatter a massive misconception. Chasing millions of views, it means absolutely nothing if you burn yourself out in 3 months. Or if advertisers are literally paying you pennies for that massive audience. Picking your niche is a strategic business decision, not a high school popularity contest. And this dynamic perfectly illustrates the core problem we see all the time. Notice the contrast here. You've got a channel relying entirely on massive vanity metrics, millions of views, but they often suffer from plummeting ad rates. Meanwhile, a highly targeted channel can earn significantly more money with a fraction of those views, simply because it commands a premium from advertisers. What we are focusing on today isn't just what gets clicks, it's what's actually worth your time.
So, to bypass that trap, our agenda today hits 5 distinct paths: storytelling, top 10 lists, explainers, finance, and motivational content. After that, we'll run through a choice framework to help you find your exact fit. Let's jump in.
Starting off with our first path, storytelling and narration.
I like to call this one the steady marathon runner of the faceless YouTube space. It completely revolves around engaging, script-driven narratives. We're talking real-life story compilations, dramatic Reddit-style readings, or diving deep into horror and mystery. Human nature just dictates that we absolutely love getting pulled into a good story. For you as a creator, you're essentially sourcing or writing strong scripts, recording the voiceover, and pairing it with really simple visuals. Now, the strategic trade-off here is fascinating. Because stories naturally run long, they are incredibly easy to batch produce, meaning your watch time potential is massive. But here's the catch. You are trading that for moderate ad rates. Because it's a broader, generally younger audience, it doesn't attract absolute top dollar from advertisers. But hey, that sheer volume of watch time can absolutely make up the difference. Moving right along to number 2, top 10 and listicle content. Think of this as your beginner-friendly traffic engine. It covers everything from ranking cool mysteries to things like, top 10 places you aren't allowed to visit. The real beauty of this niche is that it draws on the simple fact that people are constantly searching for these exact topics year-round. You aren't relying on some fleeting internet trend, you are tapping into permanent human curiosity. So the huge pro here, it's arguably the most beginner-friendly and repeatable format out there, offering super steady search demand. But, and this is a big but, that low barrier to entry means it is a highly crowded space. To actually survive here, you absolutely must develop a strong, unique angle. If you're just recycling the exact same fun facts as everyone else, you're going to get completely lost in the noise. Okay, number 3 on our list is explainer and educational content.
Now, this niche operates on a totally different philosophy. Here, it is all about trading those quick, flashy, viral hits for a fiercely loyal subscriber base, an audience that actually trusts you for consistent, reliable information. You aren't just entertaining them, you're providing genuine value and satisfying their intellectual curiosity.
Because of that, your demographic shifts to an older, highly engaged audience. And what does that mean? Advertisers are willing to pay significantly better rates than they do for pure entertainment. The downside, though, is your output speed. These deep dives demand heavy research to make sure you remain accurate and authoritative. It's a slower build for sure, but the payoff is incredible long-term retention.
Which brings us to number 4, finance and business breakdowns.
Make no mistake, this is unequivocally the high-stakes, high-reward climb of the entire faceless YouTube world. If you want to talk about raw, unfiltered profitability, this is where you need to focus your attention.
Here is the deal. Advertisers pay a massive premium to reach audiences interested in finance. That gives this space the absolute highest earning ceiling out of all 5 we're discussing today. But listen, it is incredibly hard to enter and fiercely competitive. Actually, scratch that, it's brutal early on. But if you can uncover an unsaturated angle and put in that intense research, the financial rewards are staggering.
And finally, number 5, motivational and quote content.
This operates on a completely different battlefield. It's a fast-paced environment that thrives almost entirely on shorts. It's all about delivering punchy, highly emotional content that hits the viewer right in the gut quickly, inspiring them to share and subscribe in a matter of literally seconds. Because these are shorts you can crank them out incredibly fast, leading to huge volume potential and rapid audience growth. But look at the trade-off. You have to accept that the direct ad revenue per view is way, way lower compared to long-form content. You are playing a pure volume game here, building a massive audience at lightning speed, even if the direct income per individual view is pretty modest. To put that all into perspective, just look at how the earnings ceiling shifts drastically across these spaces. Motivation sits way down at the lowest end for direct ad rates, while explainers hold a really solid, comfortable middle ground. But look at finance. Boom! It just towers over the rest. In terms of pure earning potential per individual view, nothing touches the finance niche.
All right, step 6, the choice framework. How do we actually pick one? With all these options on the table, I want you to completely ignore those crazy high profit margins for just a second. Apply this simple 2-step framework instead. First, the 6-month test. Can you realistically research and talk about this topic for the next 6 straight months without losing your mind from boredom? Step 2, the natural edge. Do you already have a natural interest or an unfair knowledge advantage here? If you aren't sure, just look at what you naturally read or watch on your own time for fun. That is your edge.
Because ultimately, a niche you can sustain will always outperform a trendy one that just looks good on paper. If you force yourself into finance purely for the high ad rates, but you secretly hate reading about business mechanics, you're going to burn out long before you ever see a dime. Storytelling, top 10s, explainers, finance, or motivation, they each have a very real, proven path to profitability in 2026. So, looking at your own skills and what you actually enjoy, which path are you going to commit to?